So in example 17 and 18, we're going to practice step 4 of the hypothesis testing, and this is called the p-value method. Now, in step 3, we use the rejection region. In step 4, we use a different method called the p-value method. Your decision for both of these steps should be the same. We're just going about it in 2 different ways to check ourselves. If your decisions in step 3 and 4 don't come out the same, then something went wrong. You need to go back and check your work. So the p-value is the probability of getting another test statistic that's as far out or further than the one that we got. And that's if we assume that the null hypothesis is true. So if we get one that's really, really extreme, which makes our p-value very, very small, then that will make us second guess whether or not the null hypothesis is true. It suggests that it might not be. So think of the p-value as like a smoke alarm in statistics. If it goes off when the p-value is very small, it's a warning that something's off and maybe the null isn't true. If it stays quiet and the p-value is large, then everything looks normal and there's no reason to doubt the null hypothesis. So if the p-value is less than your alpha, then you're going to say reject the null hypothesis. If your p-value is greater than or equal to your alpha, you're going to say do not reject the null hypothesis. So looking at example 17, we have a p-value of 0.035, and when we compare that to our alpha level of 0.01, 0.035 is definitely bigger than 0.01. And so this is a case where we would say do not reject the null hypothesis. Everything's good. Everything looks normal. The alarm did not go off. All right, in example 18, we have that our p-value is 0.0062. Our alpha is 0.01 again. Now, when we compare the p-value and the alpha here, the p-value is definitely smaller than the alpha. So this is when the alarm goes off and we say this is very, very unusual. So this might mean that the null hypothesis is not true. So we would say reject the null hypothesis in this case. Now down below on the next page, I have a summary of the 2 methods, the rejection region method and the p-value method. So you can refer to this if you forget what you need to do for those 2 steps, step 3 and step 4. This is step 3, this is step 4.